Chapter 130. Illyria and the Mechanical Legion fought hundreds of times. The more she killed, the lesser her forces became. Were it not for her being a powerful pinnacle level 3 warlock, she would have already been killed by the Mechanical Legion. Even so, Illyria was still riddled with scars under the Mechanical Legion's non-stop attacks. Her physical strength and spirit force had fallen to the lowest point. Unless Illyria and Emma abandoned the Snake Demon Legion that they had spent close to 100 years of painstaking effort to build, otherwise, they wouldn't be able to escape the Mechanical Legion's pursuit. Illyria hesitated for a moment, then clenched her teeth and said, "Follow me." Illyria took her Snake Demon Legion and changed direction, no longer fleeing towards Potent Principality, but rather towards the west of Cinerus Principality. The Mechanical Legion dispatched by Yang Feng was in hot pursuit, unceasingly chasing after Illyria and her Snake Demon Legion. After a whole day of fighting and stopping, a valley covered in ice and snow suddenly appeared before Illyria and her entourage. The Mechanical Legion dispatched by Yang Feng had also chased them all the way to the vicinity of the valley. Suddenly, incomparably tyrannical auras flew out from the valley covered in ice and snow. 3 dragon-winged demonic fire apes with a pair of dragon wings on their backs, around 5 meters tall and covered in red fur issued tyrannical roars, instantly flew out from the valley and rushed into the sky. Boom, 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 boom. The flying speed of the 3 dragon-winged demonic fire apes was comparable to supersonic fighters. They rushed into the midst of the lightning fighters, before brandishing their fists and madly tearing the lightning fighters to shreds. The 3 dragon-winged demonic fire apes shot fireballs from their mouths, bombarding the Falcon heavy-duty assault helicopters, completely blowing them to pieces. As if unparalleled, the 3 dragon-winged demonic fire apes madly slaughtered the Mechanical Legion dispatched by Yang Feng. Within a short half an hour, the lightning fighters and the Falcon heavy-duty assault helicopters in the sky were directly destroyed by the 3 dragon-winged demonic fire apes. Incomparably formidable fire elemental particles madly condensed in the sky, forming clouds of fire containing endless fire elemental particles. 5 seconds later, fireballs fell from the sky like raindrops, madly exploding towards the mechanized infantry divisions dispatched by Yang Feng. Under the bombardment of the terrifying fireball, tanks, IFVs, flamethrowers, self-propelled artillery, and many other weapons of war exploded, burned, and turned into countless pieces of scrap metal. The 10,000 primary battle robots with level 5 battle prowess were also blasted apart by the endless fireballs and were completely annihilated. Warning! Warning! The 3rd Mechanized Infantry Division was completely annihilated. Preliminary energy analysis: the other party is a great warlock rank expert. Giant Stone City's portable fortified stronghold, Yang Feng's true body was practicing cultivation when he suddenly received NR 3790 SIXS warning. The 3rd Mechanized Infantry Division was wiped out? I remember that they were the troops that were chasing after the remnants of the Snake Demon Legion. If they had great warlock rank experts, then they would have already used them in the war against Fernandro Principality. Yang Feng creased his eyebrows slightly, then quickly opened the battle log and looked at it. Yang Feng's eyebrows creased slightly, his eyes flashed with a touch of graveness. They were completely annihilated in the vicinity of a nameless valley in Cinerus Principality. This means that there's a great warlock rank expert lying in ambush there. The other party's objective must be made clear. Not far behind the 3rd Mechanized Infantry Division, the reconnaissance troops at once released large amounts of tiny mechanical cockroaches, mechanical mosquitoes, and mechanical flies, lurking in the direction of the valley. In the vicinity of the valley covered in ice and snow, an extremely gloomy voice came from inside the valley. "Illyria, you actually dare to use me, you've got guts." A terrifying great warlock rank life force spread from inside the valley, shrouding Illyria and her entourage, oppressing them to the point of being unable to breathe. The 3 dragon-winged demonic fire apes with pinnacle level 3 warlock rank battle prowess also descended from the sky, fiercely glaring at Illyria and her entourage, their eyes flashing with ominous glints. Illyria lay prone on the ground, saluted towards a distant place, and said in a magnetic voice, Your Holiness, mighty scarlet flame traveler Israel, I'm very sorry to have disturbed you. I'm willing to offer 100 of my clan's beautiful virgins and 10 million magic stones to quell your anger. The voice from inside the valley sounded once again. Within a month, deliver the things you promised to demonic fire ape castle. Yes, Your Holiness, Illyria said respectfully. Finished speaking, Illyria quickly took the remaining 1,000 elite warriors of demonic snake core and retreated towards a distant place. Inside the valley, inside an enormous block of pure crystal-like ice, there was an approximately 13 or 14-year-old little girl with snow-white jade-like skin, a head full of silver long hair, and an incomparably exquisite appearance. That incomparably adorable little girl had a black dagger inserted in her abdomen, with traces of pitch-black evil chi diffusing from the dagger. She was holding a silver box in her bosom, from which snow-white rays of light blossomed, forming a suffocating ice-cold chi pervading in all directions. Outside the block of ice, there was a large expanse of black flames shrouding it. The large expanse of black flames emitted a scorching high temperature, slowly melting the pure block of ice. In the center of the black flames stood a young man dressed in a black formal attire, with an appearance of merely 23 or 24 years old. This young man was Scarlet Flame Traveler Israel. Israel revealed a handsome smile that could make countless young girls fall in love at first sight, and said, "Snow White Madam, give up resistance. This area has already been shrouded by my magic power. It's impossible for you to send a message to the outside. If you surrender now, then I can make you my wife, and even help you convert your blood meridians, letting you possess our demon clan's noble blood meridians, making your cultivation even faster." A cold voice was transmitted from the block of ice. "Surrender? I'm afraid that once I surrender, then I'll be dismembered and eaten by you. By devouring human warlocks, Demon Clan can greatly enhance their strength, and even obtain part of the human warlock's strength, blood meridians, and knowledge. Israel, you've already been trapped in the great warlock realm for more than 1,000 years. If you eat me, then you'll have the chance to promote to a starry sky warlock. Would you let go of such an opportunity?" Israel said with a slight smile, "That's right, if I eat you, then I can indeed increase my chances of breaking through to the starry sky warlock realm by 5%. However, I'm a person who prefers beauties over power. As long as you obey me, then the two of us can join hands and hunt other human great warlocks." Chapter 131. Israel said cruel words with a smile. "Snow White Madam, I know that Savage Claw's great warlock Isado admires you very much. As long as you join hands with me, then we can easily assassinate him with a little trick. Afterwards, we'll eat him equally. That way, our strength can obtain a huge upgrade." Although great warlock rank demons didn't need to rely on eating human flesh to stay sane. However, devouring warlocks of the same rank was still very beneficial to them. Therefore, demons were one of the most terrifying enemies of humans. A firm voice came from the ice cube. "I won't surrender to you, nor will I join hands with you." Israel said with a slight smile, "No, you'll surrender to me. You've been stabbed by the legend rank dagger kiss of the damned, even if you have the legend rank secret treasure ice snow box. At most, it can only last for another 3 days. After 3 days, this ice snow barrier won't be able to withstand my erosion and will vanish into thin air. After I've captured you, I'll help you implant my clan's pure blood meridians in you and transform you into a demon. At that time, you'll definitely change your mind and become my wife." Demon Clan's blood meridian transformation technique was extremely terrifying. Demon Clan hadn't been exterminated by human warlocks since the 3rd Warlock dynasty. Instead, after a few ups and downs, it rapidly developed and grew stronger, all because of the might of the blood meridian transformation technique. If there wasn't a great warlock guarding Tyrandit subcontinent, then within a year, those demons could completely transform Tyrandit subcontinent's more than 10 billion humans into inferior demons. Demons were like cancer cells parasitizing humans. If one wasn't paying attention, then they would rapidly spread. The ice cube became deathly still at once. No matter what Israel said, the ice cube didn't emit any sound. As a great warlock, Israel's perception was extremely terrifying, No life form within a radius of more than a dozen square kilometers could escape his perception. But there were too many insects in this area, so he didn't notice the few mechanical mosquitoes monitoring him. A day passed in a flash. A thin layer of the pure ice cube was melted by the black flames. Israel suddenly creased his eyebrows and turned his head to look towards the southeast. By relying on his extraordinary hearing, he could clearly hear the mechanical rumbling sounds coming from that direction. Israel said coldly, "Go, get rid of them." "Master, we will dismantle those iron lumps into scrap metal." The 3 dragon-winged demonic fire apes outside the valley smiled malevolently and instantly erupted with the terrifying life force of a pinnacle level 3 warlock. Their figures shook, and as if they had turned into 3 fire clouds, they shot towards the southeast. The 3 dragon-winged demonic fire apes flew 6 kilometers towards the southeast direction and saw a dense crowd of more than 100,000 level 8 bladed troops, gunner troops, artillery troops, and shield troops, the 4 main battle robots advancing towards them. The 3 dragon-winged demonic fire apes felt their scalps go numb when they saw this, and their arrogance instantly disappeared. Each of those level 8 main battle robots was more than 5 meters tall. At the same time, they were equipped with all kinds of weapons. At a glance, one could tell that they were not to be trifled with. As long as there were less than 10 of those level 8 primary battle robots, the 3 dragon-winged demonic fire ape brothers could easily destroy them. But against 100,000 level 8 primary battle robots, even if they fought to the death, they still might not be able to completely destroy the level 8 primary battle robots. As soon as the 3 dragon-winged demonic fire apes appeared, the level 8 gunner troops immediately adjusted their muzzles. Gauss cannons rumbled madly, and countless terrifying Gauss cannons madly swept towards the 3 dragon-winged demonic fire apes. In a split second, the sky was shrouded by countless red nets of fire. The 3 dragon-winged demonic fire apes immediately gave birth to a feeling of danger. They bellowed, and countless flames formed a flame shield around their bodies. Then, they fled towards the ice-snow valley. The intelligent chips of the level 8 gunner troops were loaded with the most advanced ballistic prediction systems. Under the calculations of the portable fortified stronghold's super-optical computer, the escape routes of the dragon-winged demonic fire apes were completely sealed. Countless Gauss cannons exploded on top of the flame shields of the 3 dragon-winged demonic fire apes. After barely a second, the flame shields of the 3 dragon-winged demonic fire apes were directly shattered. In a split second, countless Gauss cannons blasted the bodies of the 3 dragon-winged demonic fire apes riddled with holes, and they fell from the sky along with a large spray of blood. If it was in existence below the level 2 extraordinary life form realm, they would have long since been blasted to pieces by the countless Gauss cannons. But the 3 dragon-winged demonic fire apes were terrifying pinnacle level 3 extraordinary life forms. Even though they were blasted to pieces by the countless Gauss cannons, they still didn't die. 3 blood-colored magic radiances soared into the sky and directly entered the bodies of the 3 dragon-winged demonic fire apes that were nearly blasted to pieces. Their bodies riddled with holes recovered at once. But their faces were pale. They knelt beside Israel and said with great shame, "Master, I'm very sorry, we couldn't complete the mission." Israel's eyes were extremely cold. With a flick of his hand, a flaming eye formed from flames flew into the sky. The scene within a radius of tens of kilometers was completely captured by the flaming eye. Israel silently recited an incantation. A second later he pointed to the sky. A crimson radiance entered the sky, and countless fire elemental particles condensed in the sky. A large expanse of clouds of flames quickly took shape. 5 seconds later, as if the end of the world had appeared in a radius of several kilometers, fireballs fell from the sky, madly bombarding the 100,000 primary battle robots below. Not long ago, Israel relied on this spell rain of fireballs to insta-kill several thousand of the mechanical army dispatched by Yang Feng to hunt down Illyria. The shield troops standing among the primary battle robots raised their shields, and in a split second, level 3 protective covers enveloped them and the primary battle robots they were guarding. The tens of thousands of fireballs fell to the ground, bombarded the shield troops' protective covers, and collapsed one after another. Then, very strangely, they were directly absorbed by the level 3 protective covers, and transformed into energy for the level 8 shield troops. The level 8 shield troops contained a new technology that could defend against energy attacks and absorb energy attacks. As long as a single energy attack didn't exceed its defensive limits, then it could absorb the energy of the energy attack and transform it into its own. Even though the shield troops were the lowest level combat troops of the Shi clan, but they still possessed all kinds of mystical powers. Chapter 132. 10 seconds later, the area within a radius of several li was already scorched black, potholes everywhere, traces of black smoke rising everywhere, the surroundings pervaded with a temperature that ordinary humans would find unbearable. The 100,000 primary battle robots were still expressionlessly walking in that area, heading towards the area shrouded by the snow-white valley. Israel's gaze instantly became gloomy. With Israel's strength as a great warlock, he could only release such a large-scale meteorological spell like rain of fireballs 5 times in a day. Such a terrifying meteorological spell that could destroy an ordinary army of hundreds of thousands with a single strike was the reason why great warlocks stood at the pinnacle of Tyrannid subcontinent. The 100,000 primary battle robots didn't seem to be affected in the slightest by the rain of fireballs, making Israel's gaze gloomy and his heart endlessly horrified. Israel casually cast a spell, completely sealing the block of ice where Snow White Madam was, released the terrifying might of a great warlock, faced upwards and bellowed, "I am the great warlock Joyman, the Bear of Flames Master. Which friend has come? Please come out for a chat." Bear of Flames was a first-rate warlock group in Tyrannid subcontinent. The Bear of Flames Master was the great warlock Joyman. Israel was Joyman, and Joyman was Israel. "I am Yang Tai, a direct subordinate." The gunner troops among the 100,000 primary battle robots instantly adjusted their position, and countless Gauss cannons roared madly, blasting towards Israel. The artillery troops also adjusted their cannons, and countless missiles and artillery shells rained down on Israel. Israel didn't expect that Yang Feng would suddenly attack him. The countless Gauss cannons instantly destroyed the level 4 life force field surrounding his body, as countless Gauss cannons bombarded his body, sending him flying, directly embedded in the valley. Countless artillery roared, and all kinds of artillery shells and automatic homing missiles were fired from the artillery troops, bombarding Israel as well as the 3 dragon-winged demonic fire apes. The 3 dragon-winged demonic fire apes simply didn't have time to react, and were immediately turned into sieves by the countless artillery shells. 3 level 8 bladed troops frantically flickered amidst the hail of bullets, and within a breath, appeared in front of the 3 heavily injured dragon-winged demonic fire apes, and beheaded them with a single slash. The 3 dragon-winged demonic fire apes were terrifying extraordinary life forms with battle prowess comparable to pinnacle level 3 warlocks, and their battle prowess was tyrannical. However, due to a moment of carelessness, they were directly killed by the huge mechanical legion. Every time the Shizu technology was unlocked by a level, the battle prowess of the mechanical legion would increase by a terrifying geometrical degree. "Stop! I'm the Bear of Flames Master, Joyman. Don't tell me you want to be enemies with the Bear of Flames?" Along with a furious roar, a storm of flames instantly gushed out from the valley, forming a pillar of flames, blocking the long-range attacks of the 100,000-strong mechanical legion. Israel's hair was disheveled, and blood spilled from the corners of his mouth. Standing in the middle of the storm of flames, he looked just like a fiery god of flames, and glared at Yang Feng with extreme fury. In Tyrannid subcontinent, every great warlock rank expert was a pinnacle expert. In Tyrannid subcontinent, Israel's previous incarnation of the great warlock Joyman was a man of his word, and was revered by countless people. Yang Feng waved his hand, and stopped his attacks. With a fierce expression, he bellowed overbearingly, "You actually dare to attack me, if you don't give me an explanation. I'll get rid of you here, and then lead my mechanical legion to flatten your Bear of Flames." Israel's eyebrows creased slightly, and he felt a bit of a headache. Why would I come across such a silk pants idiot at this time? Doesn't he know that even if he's hiding inside those mechanical golems, I only need 3 moves to kill him? If it was any other time, Israel would have definitely charged into the Mechanical Legion, killed Yang Feng, and then swaggered off. No matter how formidable the 100,000-strong Mechanical Legion was, it still wouldn't be able to detain a great warlock who was bent on leaving. However, the great warlock Snow White Madam was sealed within the valley. If she was released, then Israel would be in big trouble. In Tyrannid subcontinent, there were no more than 4 level 4 secret treasures such as the legendary dagger kiss of the damned, which were used by assassins. Without such legend rank secret treasures, even a level 3 warlock wouldn't be able to injure a great warlock. But with legend rank secret treasures, even an apprentice warlock might be able to assassinate a great warlock. Legend rank secret treasures were very rare, and even great warlock rank experts might not have one. A lot of great warlocks without a strong background could only use level 3 secret treasures. Israel absolutely wouldn't give up on the opportunity to obtain 2 legend rank secret treasures. Israel's eyes flashed with an ominous glint. He weighed it over and over again, and finally made a compromise. He dispersed the protective firestorm, swallowed his anger, and casually threw a bottle of elixir to Yang Feng. I'm in the wrong. This is Nin's soul elixir. It's one of the ancient elixirs capable of improving one's soul aptitude. It can also be used to break through bottlenecks. It can increase the chances of a level 1 warlock promoting to a level 2 warlock by 30%. Yang Feng quickly received the bottle of elixir, opened it, and let a mechanical tentacle pierce into the elixir. Initiating the elixir analysis. Carrying out the feasibility analysis. The elixir can be analyzed and synthesized. Initiating the model analysis. Analysis progress 0. 1%. With the current computing power, it's estimated that the elixir can be completely analyzed after an hour. After the portable fortified strongholds construction was successful, the portable fortified strongholds optical computers analysis and computing power were by far superior to NR 3790 SIXS. That's why such an ancient elixir like Nin's soul elixir could be analyzed so quickly. Chapter 133. Yang Feng put away the Nin's soul elixir, revealed a look of greed and said overbearingly, "This bit of compensation isn't enough. I want a complete corpse of a great warlock rank extraordinary life form. At the very least, its crystal core and bones must be included. If there's blood meridian essence, then it couldn't be any better." Israel's eyes flickered with a fierce glint. He suppressed his anger and said coldly, "A complete corpse of a great warlock rank extraordinary life form. Are you kidding me? Such a precious treasure, even if your entire Steel City was added up, it still wouldn't be worth this price." The corpse of a great warlock rank extraordinary life form was of astonishing value. Its entire body was a treasure. The blood meridian essence could be extracted from the blood of extraordinary life forms. Their bones, fur and crystal cores were all precious materials used in alchemy to refine legend rank secret treasures. The corpse of a great warlock rank extraordinary life form was practically a priceless precious treasure. Once it appeared in an auction house, it would cause many great warlocks to fight over it. Yang Feng said with a smile, "That's right. I recently asked the mighty Steel City's city master Yang Yidaran to refine a legend rank secret treasure. I'm currently short on materials, so hand over a complete great warlock rank extraordinary life form's corpse and this matter will be over." Israel's eyes flashed with a touch of a cold glint, overflowing with killing intent, and he said coldly, "Yang Tai, you've got some nerve. You even dare to threaten me? Don't you know that your life is completely in my hands? If I want to kill you, then even if you have so many mechanical golems, they still won't be able to protect you." Israel was a great warlock rank demon. Moreover, he had disguised himself as Flame Bear's Master Joyman. Whether it was among humans or demons, he was a lofty bigwig whose words carried enormous weight. Now that he was being threatened by a level 1 warlock, it naturally gave rise to killing intent. Yang Feng swept Israel with a glance. His eyes flashed with a touch of contempt and he said with a cold smile, "Your Highness Joyman, for such a bigwig like you to apologize to me in such a humble manner, Presumably there's something in that valley that you must have. You can kill me, but my mechanical legion will definitely rush into that valley and snatch away the thing in its entirety. Our Steel City's City Lord's alchemy is unparalleled in the world, and there are more than 3 mechanical legions like this one. How many can you get rid of by yourself? Israel's eyes instantly surged with endless anger, but he forced himself to calm down. With his strength, it would be a piece of cake for him to escape from the pursuit of the massive mechanical army. However, it would be extremely difficult to destroy the 100,000 level 8 main battle robots. It was true that great warlocks were the most formidable existences in Tyrannid subcontinent. However, so long as one's strength reached a certain level, then the human wave tactic could also drown a great warlock. Israel was silent for a moment, then casually waved his hand and an up to 5 m long giant wolf corpse with blue fur flew towards Yang Feng. This is the corpse of a blue Dakfen demonic ice wolf. It contains a crystal core and blood meridian essence. Take it and go. Yang Feng received the blue Dakfen demonic ice wolf's corpse and carefully looked at it. His eyes flashed with a touch of satisfaction. Although the blue Dakfen demonic ice wolf was the weakest level 4 extraordinary life form, its strength was by far inferior to that of formidable human great warlocks and dragons. However, it was, after all, a level 4 extraordinary life form. Its battle prowess was extremely terrifying. It could tear apart the majority of pinnacle level 3 warlocks. So long as it was modulated by the portable fortified stronghold, a mechanical battle beast comparable to a level 4 extraordinary life form would soon appear. Yang Feng waved his hand and directly sealed the blue Dakfen demonic ice wolf's corpse into a dimensional crest, then casually tossed the dimensional crest into the hands of a level 8 shield troop. The level 8 shield troop immediately retreated into the crowd of battle robots. Israel's eyes surged with killing intent. He forcefully suppressed his anger, squeezed out a trace of a smile and said, "Can you go now?" Yang Feng revealed a look of pity as if he was looking at an idiot, stared at Israel and said with a light smile, "Joyman, why are you so stupid? Do you believe everything I say? Since even you are tempted by the treasures in the valley, then I naturally can't let them go." Practically at the same time, the countless gunner troops and artillery troops opened their firepower and bombarded Israel with countless Gauss shells. The countless frightening Gauss shells instantly destroyed Israel's life force field, before bombarding his fleshly body, directly piercing through it and embedding it into the valley. The endless artillery fire, as if without pause, locked onto Israel and madly bombarded him. "Yang Tai, I'll kill you. No one in the entire continent can save you. Not only will I kill you, but I'll also kill every single person in Steel City, leaving no one alive." In a flash, a flame storm took shape, forming a flame storm barrier. All of Yang Feng's mechanical legion's artillery bombarded the flame storm barrier, but were easily resisted by the flame storm barrier. Israel stood loftily in the center of the flame storm, as if a fire demon god. His eyes spurted out 2 streams of flames, the depths of his eyes flashing with unresolvable anger. Ever since he was a child, he had never been toyed with like this. Today, he was actually toyed with by a trifling level 1 warlock, making his anger rise to the extreme. There's no cure for stupidity. It's because you're too stupid that you've been deceived. I'm helping you. Now that you've been deceived once, you'll be on guard in the future. It'll be of great benefit to your conduct and conduct yourself in the future. You should be thanking me. Now that you want to kill me, you're really biting the hand that feeds you, heartless and unscrupulous. Yang Feng's figure retreated briskly, retreating into the protection of a large number of level 8 mechanical shield troops, before making sarcastic remarks from afar. "All right, I'll properly thank you, and cut you into pieces to repay your kindness." Israel's eyes spurted flames of anger as he said each syllable. Finished speaking, Israel's figure shook, and at once separated into 9 clusters of flame arrows, madly shooting towards the mechanical legion. The 9 clusters of flame arrows at once bombarded the mechanical legion. Each level 8 primary battle robot was equipped with level 2 or higher protective covers. In that split second, the entire mechanical legion flashed with a large protective cover. The 9 clusters of flame arrows bombarded the mechanical legion, piercing through more than 90 bladed troops in a row, burning more than 90 bladed troops into ashes. Israel's complexion was somewhat unsightly as he watched the more than 90 bladed troops turn into ashes. With his current strength, he could only release the level 4 spell 9 flame arrows 10 times in a day. In other words, if he continued to release the spell 9 flame arrows, then at most he could kill more than 900 bladed troops before his spirit force would be exhausted. Even if he continuously drank precious elixirs to restore his spirit force, killing 2,000 level 8 primary battle robots in a day would already be his limit. Chapter 134. In Tyrannid subcontinent, level 2 warlocks were already the masters of many small principalities. Even in Warlock College Antalya, level 2 warlocks were also members of the Senate. Their status was extremely high. In the entire Warlock College Antalya, there were less than 2,000 level 2 warlocks. For Israel to be able to kill 2,000 level 2 warlocks in a day, his strength was already extremely terrifying. But when he encountered such a freak like the Mechanical Legion, he appeared somewhat powerless. Yang Feng hid in the middle of the Mechanical Legion and made sarcastic remarks. "Your Highness Joyman, this bit of strength can't kill me. Don't tell me that as a great warlock, you only have this much? That's really too weak. Wait until I tear you to pieces, then you'll know what I'm capable of." Israel was so angry that he laughed instead. His figure shook, countless flames soared into the sky, and he at once turned into a 6m tall level 4 extraordinary life form Byron demonic flame bear, its whole body burning with raging flames. The level 4 extraordinary life form Byron demonic flame bear was second only to the extraordinary life form dragons. If it wasn't for the fact that they didn't have the ability to fly, then they could even fight against dragons. The Byron demonic flame bear's figure shook, and immediately rushed towards the Mechanical Legion at a terrifying speed, as if a heavy tank. Boom, 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 boom. The Byron demonic flame bear that Israel had transformed into rushed into the Mechanical Legion, then brandished its huge bear paws and slapped the Mechanical Legion's primary battle robots. Whether it was the mechanical bladed troops or the mechanical shield troops with the strongest defensive strength, their protective covers were as thin as paper in front of Israel's bear paws. They were basically unable to withstand a single blow from Israel. The primary battle robots blocking in front of Israel were all sent flying with a single slap, their components splashing everywhere. They were basically unable to withstand a single blow from the incomparably heroic Israel. Within a short span of a few breaths, Israel forcibly tore apart more than 100 primary battle robots of the Mechanical Legion before arriving in front of Yang Feng. So amazing! Worthy of being a great warlock rank expert, so fierce. Yang Feng only felt that even under the protection of the countless primary battle robots, he still didn't feel safe, as if he could only rely on his own strength to resist Israel. The 100 level 8 shield troops guarding in front of Yang Feng had already formed a defensive formation, raised their giant shields high, stimulated level 3 protective covers, and blocked in front of him. "Although I don't have a way to kill these 100,000 mechanical golems, I will kill you. Within this Tyrannid subcontinent, no one can save you." Israel released a prideful roar akin to that of a wild beast. With a palm strike, he shattered layer after layer of level 3 protective shields, directly blasting a level 8 shield bearer into pieces. Within a few breaths, the level 8 shield troops blocking in front of Israel were sent flying one by one, tearing a huge hole in the ground and appearing in front of Yang Tai. "Lowly ant, you dare to play tricks on a noble great warlock. Use your life to wash away your sins." Israel's eyes flashed with a glint of tyranny, and he extended his claw and fiercely pinched Yang Feng's head, as if crushing an insect's head. Yang Feng's eyes flashed with a touch of an eccentric glint, and he revealed a trace of a smile. "You actually broke in so easily. I don't know if you're too stupid, or if you think that your strength is invincible." When Israel saw Yang Feng reveal a trace of a smile, a feeling of extreme danger suddenly welled up within him. In a split second, the eyes of the 50,000 level 8 primary battle robots flickered with red light, and they instantly detonated the self-destruct bombs within them. Boom, 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 boom. The terrifying shock wave formed by the crazy self-destruct of 50,000 level 8 primary battle robots enveloped an area of several kilometers in radius. A huge mushroom cloud soared into the sky, and countless components and stones splashed in all directions. A violent hurricane suddenly blew from within the mushroom cloud, blowing away countless smoke and dust. Israel, whose arm had been blown off, his face covered in scars, and his body covered in scorch marks, walked out of the explosion with a look of alarm on his face. He was both alarmed and furious. This madman. He actually detonated so many mechanical golems. He's really crazy. The value of this mechanical golem legion is much higher than 3 to 5 legend rank secret treasures. After all, the might of the 50,000 level 8 primary battle robots' self-destruct wasn't concentrated at a single point, which was why Israel was only seriously injured. If the might of the 50,000 level 8 primary battle robots' self-destruct was concentrated at a single point, then it would definitely be able to blast Israel to pieces. Even so, the 50,000 level 8 primary battle robots' self-destruct still directly blew off Israel's right arm. Israel had just walked out of the smoke and dust of the explosion when an 8 tall mechanical demonic polar bear drilled out from the ground behind him and fiercely slapped at Israel. Muffin demonic polar bear. Israel's complexion changed greatly. He raised his left palm and collided with the mechanical demonic polar bear's right palm. The Muffin demonic polar bear was a terrifying, extraordinary life form on the same level as dragons. It could manipulate the power of the earth. Its all-out attack instantly once again inflicted heavy damage to the already seriously injured Israel. Israel was furious. He opened his mouth, and in a flash, a cloud of demonic flames pounced on the mechanical demonic polar bear. The mechanical demonic polar bear's whole body flashed with an earth-yellow radiance, and a thick layer of rock armor instantly appeared on its body. At the same time, it once again fiercely slapped Israel away. Israel was slapped away when he suddenly felt pain in his back. In a split second, more than a dozen long blade scars appeared, and a large amount of blood sprayed out from his back. Invisible freak. Fuck. Israel's battle experience was incomparably rich. With a backhand slap, a dozen specter hunters were directly smashed by his slap. The mechanical demonic polar bear once again stepped forward. Taking advantage of Israel's split second of distraction, it slapped him with its palm, breaking several dozen bones in his chest. After Israel was seriously injured by the mechanical demonic polar bear, he spat out a mouthful of blood before recovering his human form. He turned into a cloud of flames and soared into the sky before fleeing towards the north. The reason why human great warlocks were so terrifying was because of their numerous means and endless escape spells. It was very difficult to get rid of them. In the sky, there was a huge gust of wind, and the mechanical black dragon that had been hiding in the clouds suddenly flew out. With lightning speed, it dropped from the sky, pierced Israel's heart with its claw, and forcibly dug out the demon core in his heart. Despicable! Israel shouted, full of grief and indignation. The mechanical black dragon's claw slapped Israel's body, directly shattering his internal organs, and he fell from the sky. Chapter 135. Finally killed. These great warlocks are really troublesome. Yang Feng walked out of the huge mechanical legion, looked at Israel's corpse that was dragged in front of him, and heaved a long sigh. With Yang Feng's current strength, defeating a great warlock rank expert would be very easy. But it was very difficult to kill a great warlock. Yang Feng first lured the enemy in, then detonated 50,000 primary battle robots to inflict serious damage on Israel, and then launched a series of sneak attacks to kill Israel. In Tyrannid subcontinent, each of the 7 human great warlocks had either died at the hands of assassins or were besieged to death by 3 or 4 great warlocks. One-on-one, it was very difficult for a great warlock to kill another great warlock. Only with a special secret treasure or a great warlock whose strength was infinitely close to the Starry Sky warlock rank would it be possible to kill another great warlock in a one-on-one situation. Engineering robots came from afar and collected all the wreckage on the battlefield. Although the 50,000 main battle robots had self-destructed, as long as their wreckage was collected and melted down, only a portion of the energy was needed to successfully recreate them. Yang Feng had already built several large nuclear power plants within Steel City's sphere of influence. With the support of those large nuclear power plants, before the portable fortified stronghold was promoted to a level 2 portable fortified stronghold, there was no shortage of energy. It was precisely because of this that he did not hesitate to self-destruct 50,000 main battle robots. What a cute and beautiful little loli. Snow White Madam was a famous expert in Tyrannid subcontinent for more than 100 years. How could she be a loli? The world of warlocks is truly marvelous. When Yang Feng stepped into the valley, he saw Snow White Madam sealed in ice, and his eyes lit up slightly. Someone from Steel City? I am the Snow White Lady of the Snow White Tower. Thank you very much for saving me. After I recover, I will give you sufficient compensation. A cold voice came from within the ice block. Yang Feng said with a slight smile, I'm Steel City's Yang Feng Darren's Yang Tong, the division commander of the 5th Division. Snow White Lady, I now formally invite you to join our Steel City. An angry voice came from the ice block. Are you trying to take advantage of the situation? Yang Feng said with a smile, you can understand it that way. Our Steel City's alchemy is unparalleled, but we are still lacking in terms of high-end fighting power. Thus, we need you to join our City of Steel. The Snow White Lady said coldly, impossible. I am the master of the Snow White Tower, I will never join other forces. What a pity. Then I can only use some more violent methods. Yang Feng snapped his fingers. The mechanical black dragon flapped its wings and descended from the sky like a small mountain. It opened its maw and fired a dragon breath cannon in a flash, blasting into the ice around Snow White Madam. Under the bombardment of the dragon breath cannon, Snow White Madam's ice shield was weakened by a thin layer. 300 gunner troops quickly replaced their external equipment with flamethrowers and sprayed long fire dragons that enveloped Snow White Madam's ice shield, weakening it. The mechanical demonic polar bear let out an angry roar and directly rushed into the flames. Waving its huge bare paws, it fiercely slapped Snow White Lady's protective ice block. With each slap of its paws, large chunks of ice would be sent flying, continuously weakening Snow White Madam's ice shield. Yang Feng smiled and used words to sway Snow White Madam's mind. Snow White Madam, you should join our City of Steel. After all, we are a human force. As long as you join our City of Steel and are willing to serve us, then we will definitely give you the appropriate treatment. If you insist on being stubborn, then after you give in, then your status won't be as high as when you join us. An angry voice came from the ice block. You bastard, taking advantage of people's difficulties. All right, I'm taking advantage of people's difficulties. You're shameless. If you say that I'm shameless, then I'll be shameless. Snow White Madam's curses came from inside the ice block. It was just that she was obviously well educated. She only knew how to use the words shameless, taking advantage of others, and despicable to scold him back and forth. Yang Feng was thick-skinned and let her curse. Snow White Madam cursed for a while, then stopped for a while and said weakly, stop the attack. I agree to join your City of Steel. The pure ice barrier couldn't withstand the attacks of Yang Feng's mechanical legion. At most in a few hours, the ice barrier would collapse. Yang Feng raised his hand and all the attacks stopped. The ice around Snow White Lady's body quickly dissipated, and she weakly fell to the ground. A deathly still aura spread from her abdomen and quickly spread to her pretty face, making her look extremely haggard. The legend-rank dagger kiss of the damned carried an extremely terrifying curse. Even if it was a great warlock rank expert like Snow White Madam, her life force would slowly be cleansed by the kiss of the damned and she would eventually die. A great warlock like Snow White Madam originally had a way to deal with the kiss of the damned merely by being stabbed by the kiss of the damned. However, Israel had seized the opportunity to launch a sneak attack and she had suffered serious injuries. After fleeing here, she was no longer able to suppress the powerful curse of the kiss of the damned. Only then did she choose to seal herself in ice. Such a powerful curse, I'll think of a way to help you dispel it. Yang Feng's eyebrows rose slightly. He pressed the dimensional crest on his chest and a liquid metal nanorobot elixir appeared in his hand. He then directly stabbed Snow White Madam's right hand and injected the liquid metal nanorobot elixir into her body. Once the liquid metal nanorobots entered Snow White Madam's body, more than half of them were directly destroyed by her formidable life force. Formidable beings of the Great Warlock rank had extremely terrifying immunity and their formidable life force could destroy many foreign objects. Many poisons were ineffective against Great Warlocks. Yang Feng was slightly startled. So fierce. Great Warlock rank experts are really terrifying. It seems like I have to obtain more Warlock knowledge or build a level 2 portable fortified stronghold to upgrade the level of science and technology. Otherwise, the liquid metal nanorobots won't be able to continue to control even more formidable beings. The liquid metal nanorobots were Yang Feng's means of controlling people. They were practically always successful. But now, when used on Snow White Madam, more than half of them were actually destroyed in an instant. This made him greatly alarmed and full of vigilance. But Snow White Madam had suffered serious injuries, her physique had dropped to an extremely large extent and her life force had also suffered heavy damage. The liquid metal nanorobots that had invaded her body hadn't been completely destroyed. Those liquid metal nanorobots absorbed Snow White Madam's strength and life force and quickly grew. As if they had become a part of her body, they entered every nook and cranny of her body. When Yang Feng saw this scene, he heaved a slight sigh of relief and revealed a trace of a smile. The evolution of the liquid metal nanorobots allowed Yang Feng to obtain first-hand data. Relying on this first-hand data, NR 3796 would soon be able to develop a liquid metal nanorobot elixir capable of controlling Great Warlocks. Chapter 136. Snow White Madam watched all of this with some unwillingness and said coldly, "Still not going to help me heal?" Although Snow White Madam didn't know what Yang Feng had just injected into her body. However, after her immune system was activated and killed a large number of liquid nanorobots, she understood that it definitely wasn't anything good. Rest assured, my medical skills are also unparalleled in the world. Yang Feng gave a confident smile, grabbed the legend-rank dagger kiss of the damned and pulled it out of Snow White Madam's abdomen. In a flash, a terrifying curse force erupted, guiding Snow White Madam's blood to frantically gush towards the wound caused by Kiss of the Damned, almost bursting out of her body. The countless liquid nanorobots inside Snow White Madam's body quickly surged, quickly forming new blood vessels and skin above the wound, guiding Snow White Madam's blood to flow. The countless liquid nanorobots exerted their strength together, quickly stimulating Snow White Madam's secret acupuncture points and arousing her life force. An incomparably tyrannical life force instantly erupted from Snow White Madam's petite body. Countless black smoke of the curse flew out of her eyes, ears, mouth and nose. The countless black smoke of the curse continuously condensed into all kinds of human faces, issuing extremely mournful curses. After a full 10 minutes, Snow White Madam collapsed on the ground, drenched in sweat, gasping for breath, traces of redness welling up on her face. The liquid nanorobots aroused Snow White Madam's life force, allowing her to dispel the curse within her in a flash, but at the same time, it also injured her vitality. She needed to recuperate for a period of time before she could recover. After Snow White Madam dispelled the curse, her delicate temperament faded away, exuding a noble and mature temperament. She swept Yang Feng with a glance and said faintly, "What kind of elixir did you just inject into me?" Yang Feng said with a slight smile, "An elixir to prevent you from betraying me. If you're sincerely willing to serve Steel City, then it's a panacea. If you want to betray us, then it's the deadliest poison." Snow White Madam ridiculed, "Forcibly injecting a powerless young lady with poison, is this Steel City style?" Yang Feng said with a smile, "The current me still doesn't have the qualifications to extravagantly give up the battle prowess of a great warlock rank expert." The Snow White lady said calmly, "What do you want from me?" Yang Feng said, the Western Frigid Ice Phoenix secret method and all the spell knowledge you have mastered. Lady Snow White did not choose to resist. She agreed very rationally, okay. The corners of Yang Feng's mouth rose slightly. Shi Shui's talent was extraordinary. She promoted to a level 1 warlock even faster than Yang Feng. She was already on the verge of advancing to a level 2 warlock. As long as the complete version of Western Extreme Cold Ice Phoenix is given to her, then she can quickly break through and promote to a level 2 warlock. Furthermore, with her peerless talent and the tremendous resources at Yang Feng's disposal, it was only a matter of time before she promoted to a great warlock. Inside a heavy-duty transport aircraft. Every great warlock is a moving treasure, what a truth. Yang Feng scanned the space ring he got from Israel's corpse, and his eyes flashed with a touch of ecstasy. Israel's spatial ring was a high-grade item. It contained a space of 30 by 50 by 50 cubic meters. Inside that space, there were neatly arranged chests of priceless top-notch magic stones. Each chest contained 1,000 top-notch magic stones, and a top-notch magic stone was equivalent to 1 million inferior magic stones. In other words, the value of this chest of top-notch magic stones exceeded 1 billion magic stones. Apart from the chest of top-notch magic stones, there were also several hundred chests of superior magic stones, 30 chests of intermediate magic stones, and 1 to 200 chests of inferior magic stones. In addition to magic stones, there were also a variety of bizarre magic ores, bones of a variety of extraordinary life forms, extraordinary plants, and a variety of elixirs. There were also a large number of house deeds, land deeds, mineral vein mining contracts, and other important documents. In a corner of that space, there was a large pile of all kinds of secret treasures. Among those various secret treasures, there was a peerlessly exquisite necklace, exuding traces of light blue radiance, carefully placed inside a crystal chest. Yang Feng's mind moved. He took out the crystal chest, opened it, and took out the blue necklace from inside. Traces of scanning ripples were released from his right hand, and he quickly scanned the blue necklace. Insufficient data, unable to carry out analysis. According to the item's materials and energy fluctuations, it should be this world's level 4 secret treasure. A legend-rank secret treasure, I've struck it rich. Yang Feng's eyes lit up, and he handed the necklace to Snow White Madam, who had her eyes closed, and said, "Old freak, what is this?" The always ice-cold Snow White Madam, as if a cat had its tail stepped on, at once widened her eyes and shouted, "What old freak? I'm not old. I'm only 180 years old this year, a young lady in her prime. Do you understand? I'm still a young lady in her prime. 180 years old is still not old? At this age, a woman can already be a great-great-grandmother of many people. Uncultured people are really scary. In this world, there are a lot of extraordinary races whose lifespans are naturally much longer than that of humans. Like pure-blood elves, their average lifespan is 1,000 years. A 180-year-old elf is merely equivalent to an 18-year-old human young lady and has just reached adulthood. Dragons, on the other hand, have a lifespan of several thousand years, and a 180-year-old dragon is still a minor. I'm currently a great warlock, and have a lifespan of 1,100 years. A 180-year-old is equivalent to an 18-year-old human young lady. If you don't understand, then don't speak irresponsibly. This will make you look very uncultured, like a country bumpkin. Snow White Madam gave Yang Feng a disdainful glance. Oh, an 18-year-old young lady? Then I'll call you Little Snow White. What Little Snow White? I also have a name, I'm called Dephilia. While chatting with Dephilia, Yang Feng discovered that the Snow White Pagoda's master seemed somewhat simple-minded, and was easily led away by him, not at all like an old freak who had lived for 180 years and had rich experiences. Yang Feng guessed inside. She might have been in seclusion for too long, and didn't understand the ways of the world, and didn't know how sinister people are, and thus was ruthlessly stabbed by a traitor. In the world of warlocks, being powerful didn't mean that one had rich experience and was cunning. On the contrary, a lot of powerful warlocks were research madmen, and had simple minds. Dephilia hid inside the snow-white pagoda and wholeheartedly practiced cultivation. Although she was the snow-white pagoda's master, and her status was incomparably lofty, but she didn't manage the daily affairs, and naturally wasn't as cunning as Yang Feng. Chapter 137. Yang Feng handed the blue necklace to Dephilia and asked, "Dephilia, what is this?" As soon as Dephilia picked up the blue necklace, her beautiful eyes shone with a dazzling light. She caressed the blue necklace lovingly and said, "Legendary rank secret treasure, Heart of Azure. Every day, it comes with 2 level 4 defensive spell, Water Curtain Heaven. The power of water spells below level 4 will be increased by 100%, the power of level 4 water spells will be increased by 50%, and the power of level 5 water spells will be increased by 20%. It can also nourish the body and spiritual power of the wearer." Yang Feng's eyes flashed with joy, and he grabbed the Heart of Azure. "What a great treasure! It fits me perfectly." Dephilia ridiculed with a bit of jealousy, "This is a lady's necklace. As a man, don't you feel ashamed wearing such a necklace?" The blue heart was obviously a lady's necklace, and it conflicted with Israel's fire magic. That was why Israel did not wear this legendary necklace. Dephilia was very fond of the exquisite and powerful azure heart. That was a legendary rank secret treasure necklace. It was extremely rare. In the entire Tyrannid subcontinent, there were only 4 known legendary rank necklaces. Yang Feng said with a light smile, "It doesn't matter. My current strength is meager. The most important thing is to preserve my life. In the world of warlocks, only by surviving would one have unlimited possibilities. The Heart of the Azure could activate 2 rank 4 defensive spells every day, which was equivalent to having 2 lives." Dephilia snorted coldly, turned her small face to the side, and ignored Yang Feng. Yang Feng also began to reflect on the gains and losses of this battle. Self-detonation tactics are still too weak against great warlock rank experts. The main reason was that the power of the explosion could not be concentrated at a single point. The range was large enough, but the power was far from enough. Next time, I might as well just bury a small nuclear bomb in my clone. From the current data, a small nuclear warhead was enough to kill a great warlock rank expert. However, this tactic could not be easily exposed. Once it was used, the enemy had to be killed. Otherwise, it'll be useless if it's exposed. The reason why human warlocks were able to suppress countless planes and defeat countless extraordinary life forms, gods, fiends, devils, and other terrifying existences was because of this. This was because they had mastered countless spells and could use different spells to deal with enemies in different situations. Once Yang Feng's self-detonation tactics were seen through, it would be very difficult to threaten great warlock rank experts. If those great warlock rank experts were to thoroughly study Yang Feng's battle robots or nuclear warheads, then they would be able to thoroughly study them. Without waiting for Yang Feng to get close, the nuclear warhead inside him would be detonated. In that case, Yang Feng would be sending his troops to be slaughtered. It was because Israel didn't know that Yang Feng possessed the 2 trump cards, the mechanical black dragon and the mechanical demonic polar bear, that he was killed by Yang Feng's sneak attack. If Israel was prepared in advance, then Yang Feng would at most be able to defeat him, but would absolutely be unable to kill him. Because they had once dominated countless planes, the warlocks had a high degree of acceptance towards all kinds of knowledge. As long as there were enough warlock research teams, then they would be able to crack any knowledge and make the corresponding response. The reason why Yang Feng hadn't previously exposed the 2 trump cards, the mechanical black dragon and the mechanical demonic polar bear, to deal with the snake demon legion, was because he wanted to keep his trump cards to deal with great warlock rank experts. Now, sure enough, his attack had succeeded. Yang Feng also intended to keep the nuclear warhead's self-detonation tactic as a trump card, to be used at the most critical moment. Cineris Principality's capital, Bailu City. Darn, it's bad. Steel City's mechanized infantry division has caught up. Illyria had just taken a nap and arrived at the Hall of Affairs, when Emma hurriedly came before her and reported a piece of bad news. Illyria's pretty complexion changed and she exclaimed, "Damn it, Wasn't their mechanized infantry division already annihilated by Israel Darren? Emma said with a bitter expression. It was Steel City's 3rd Mechanized Infantry Division that was annihilated. Steel City's 5th Mechanized Infantry Division is now pursuing us. The Snake Demon Legion could be considered as a very formidable legion within Hellion clan. But now, they were being chased all the way to their lair, making Emma very angry and helpless. But when she thought of the Mechanized Infantry Division's terrifying battle prowess, Emma couldn't help but feel slightly terrified. When Emma and Illyria were leading the Snake Demon Legion to flee, they relied on their terrifying battle prowess to kill God knows how many warriors of the Mechanized Infantry Division. But the warriors of the Mechanized Infantry Division were all robots. No matter how many they killed, those robots wouldn't be terrified, nor would their morale drop. They would only attack, continuously attack, and slaughter their subordinates. The Snake Demon Legion's warriors were also battle-hardened warriors, but when faced with such a fearless and tyrannical firepower system, the nearly inexhaustible Mechanical Legion, they were similarly terrified. Illyria promptly made a decision: immediately take our clansmen and evacuate Cineris Principality. Elder sister, you don't have the authority to issue such an order now. Following a seductive laughter, a beautiful woman with an extremely enchanting appearance that was 80% similar to Illyria walked over with a smile. She had a slim waist and perky buttocks, twin peaks that were as large as 2 small cantaloupes, and a blue ponytail that was tied up. Illyria took a step forward, her eyes instantly becoming snake-like vertical eyes. The terrifying life force of a pinnacle level 3 warlock revolved around her body, and she said coldly, "Tatiana, do you want to disobey my orders?" Tatiana took out a document with a beaming smile and threw it at Illyria. "This is an order from the Council of Patriarchs. Due to your defeat, you're no longer the Snake Demon Legion's commander. And I'm the new Snake Demon Legion's commander." Illyria took the document and carefully looked at it, her beautiful eyes surging with a touch of bitterness. She had been stripped of all her authority. Now, Snake Demon Clan's highest commander in the surface world had become her younger sister Tatiana. Illyria advised bitterly, "Tatiana, all the warriors of Steel City's Mechanized Infantry Division are mechanical golems. Those mechanical golems can operate Steel City's various alchemical weapons. They're definitely not that easy to deal with." Tatiana's complexion turned cold and she said coldly, "All right, Illyria, I'm now the Snake Demon Legion's commander. Please call me Commander Darren. You're my subordinate, you must obey my orders and follow me into battle to annihilate Steel City's 5th Mechanized Infantry Division. If you disobey, then I can only capture you, seal your power, and escort you back." Chapter 138. Illyria was silent for a moment, before saying with a faint sigh, "Yes. Legion Leader Darren." Tatiana laughed wantonly, spitting out the several hundred years of repressed resentment. "Ha! It's been 400 years, sister. You've always been a head above me since childhood. Just because you were born an hour earlier than me, all the good things, all the glory belonged to you. I could only live in your shadow. Today, I've finally surpassed you. I'll let you know the disparity between us. Snake Demon Clan's strongest genius is me, not you." Illyria creased her eyebrows slightly and said unhurriedly, "I'm sorry." Tatiana snorted coldly, before turning around and leaving with large strides. "I don't need your apology, and you haven't let me down. I'll prove to you that I, Tatiana, am Snake Demon Clan's strongest expert. In the future, Snake Demon Clan's patriarch will be me." Bailu City was in an uproar. Countless Boa cavalrymen madly gushed out of Bailu City, before quickly forming a 30,000-strong Bagru Boa cavalryman legion in the wilderness. Countless large and small venomous snakes also gushed out of Bailu City, forming a sea of snakes on the ground. Tatiana, Illyria, and Emma, the 3 great level 3 warlocks of Snake Demon Clan, stood loftily on top of a level 3 extraordinary life form Kamado silver-white demonic horned boa. Cineris Principality was a human country that Snake Demon Clan had captured. According to Demon Clan's rules, this principality belonged to Snake Demon Clan's domain. The fiendish Demon Clan was just like the human race, They were constantly fighting and killing each other. Although under the command of Royal Demon Clan, all the demons had united to kill their way out of the underworld, but there was still a clear division between them, with each having their own sphere of influence. Only in the area occupied by Royal Demon Clan would the experts of the various great demon clans converge. They're here. A group of ant-like mechanical golems can beat the two of you into a sorry state. The two of you are really trash. Tatiana stood on top of the Kamado silver-white demonic horned boa's head, her eyes transformed into a pair of vertical pupils, easily seeing the 5th Mechanized Infantry Division more than 20 li away. She sneered and ridiculed. Emma's eyes flashed with anger, and she was about to open her mouth to refute. Illyria stretched out her hand and pulled her adjutant. Boom, boom, boom. As soon as Tatiana's words fell, flames flashed and a self-propelled artillery shell landed on the neatly arranged Snake Demon Legion. Huge explosions rang out one after another as hundreds and thousands of powerful Snake Demon soldiers were blown to pieces by the artillery fire. Blood splashed everywhere. When Tatiana saw the Snake Demon Legion's elite warriors being blasted apart by the artillery fire and blood splattering everywhere, her eyes turned bloodshot, and she screamed in horror, "Fuck!" There were still more than 20 li to go. What was that thing? Could it be a human warlock's magic cannon? But aren't human warlocks' magic cannons unable to be used in the field? It was the first time Tatiana had seen a war weapon that could strike from a distance of more than 20 kilometers. When she saw hundreds and thousands of Bagraboa cavalrymen being blasted to death, she was so angry that she almost wanted to spit blood. Illyria, who was rich in battle experience, immediately shouted, "Those are Steel City's war weapons, we have to go and destroy them." The self-propelled artillery had a long range and formidable might, but once it got close, it was just a lump of scrap iron. "I don't need you to teach me. Follow me, let's destroy that scrap iron." Tatiana's eyes were bloodshot. She screamed, magic radiances flickered all over her body, and a pair of fleshy wings sprouted from her back. She flapped her fleshy wings and swiftly flew towards the 5th Mechanized Infantry Division at a terrifying speed. Illyria and Emma glanced at each other before also flying in Tatiana's direction. The 5th Mechanized Infantry Division's Level 5 humanoid robots took out Gauss rifles one after another, before madly firing towards the sky. A variety of anti-aircraft cannons, surface-to-air missiles, and other anti-aircraft weapons were launched one after another, forming a dense net of firepower that madly swept towards the sky. Tatiana directly transformed into a half-human, half-snake monster. Her whole body was shrouded in an incomparably formidable life force. She evaded the majority of the Gauss bullets with her ghost-like agility. At the same time, a small portion of the Gauss bullets were directly deflected by her life force. Magic radiances continuously flickered in Illyria's and Emma's hands. Black rays of light shot towards the surface-to-air missiles, directly shattering them. There was a burst of rumbling in the sky. Lightning supersonic fighters descended from the sky, their cannons rumbling, madly strafing towards Tatiana's trio. The lightning supersonic fighters were the war weapons that chased Illyria and Emma, forcing them to flee in a sorry state. If they didn't have the super-fast war weapons like the lightning supersonic fighters, they could have easily torn all the battle robots below to shreds. Under the pursuit of 100 lightning supersonic fighters, countless cannons bombarded Illyria's trio, unceasingly causing the life force protecting their bodies to tremble, tottering on the verge of collapse. Highly poisonous mist. Tatiana's beautiful eyes flashed with a touch of cold light. With a sharp whistle, she opened her mouth and sprayed out a cloud of green mist. It rose against the wind and turned into a huge green poisonous mist, enveloping the 5th Mechanized Infantry Division's main battle robots below. Highly poisonous mist was the strongest level 3 area of effect poison spell that Tatiana practiced. Once contaminated by the mist of highly poisonous mist, even an Earth Knight rank powerhouse would be poisoned to death. However, the 5th Mechanized Infantry Division was made up entirely of robots. The green poisonous mist enveloping those robots didn't seem to have the slightest effect. No effect? Sure enough, but my spell isn't that simple. Tatiana smiled coldly, then faced upwards and let out a sharp whistle. When the giant snakes under the Bagruboa cavalrymen heard that whistle, they opened their bloody mouths one after another, spitting out clouds of black venom and flying towards the sky. Tatiana pointed with her finger. A powerful suction force quickly converged with her as the core, gathering the countless black venom together and surging. Corrosive snake venom rain. Tatiana waved her lily-white hand. Countless black venom fell from the sky, scattering on the ground like raindrops. When the drops of black venom fell on the 5th Mechanized Infantry Division's main battle robots that were already contaminated by highly poisonous mist, the 5th Mechanized Infantry Division's main battle robots emitted bursts of white smoke, before strangely dissolving and turning into lumps of scrap iron. Chapter 139. Once the Level 3 spell Toxic Mist and the Level 3 spell Corrosive Snake Venom Rain were combined, it would form a terrifying large-scale poison attribute spell. Even if it was a Level 2 Warlock, once they were first corroded by the Toxic Mist and then the Corrosive Snake Venom Rain, only death would await them. To cast such a combined spell, it required the support of countless Bagruboas. A Level 3 Warlock alone wouldn't be able to cast such a terrifying spell. Illyria's beautiful eyes flashed with a touch of a complicated glint. She looked at Tatiana in the sky and sighed faintly. Sure enough, she practiced this spell. Emma's eyes flashed with a touch of delight and she revealed a trace of a smile. This time, it should be our victory. Tatiana watched as large swathes of primary battle robots melted in the poisonous rain. The corners of her mouth rose slightly and she revealed a trace of a smile. Such a formidable large-scale poison attribute spell. No wonder the status of warlocks in this world is so high. Mortals basically don't have the power to resist warlocks. Even if it was an army of millions of mortals, without the help of warlocks, they would all die from this spell. On the other side, Yang Feng watched as the 5th Mechanized Infantry Division's primary battle robots melted in the corrosive rain and his heart trembled slightly. In Tyrannid subcontinent, warlocks were the lofty rulers. Mortals were basically unable to contend against them. After this battle, Yang Feng had a deeper understanding. Yang Feng gave a cold smile and ordered, "Execute Plan B." The 5th Mechanized Infantry Division's legion immediately began to disperse. At the same time, all the combat units equipped with Level 1 protective covers at once activated their Level 1 protective covers. On the battlefield, thousands of combat units had activated their Level 1 defense shields. Under the protection of the Level 1 protective covers, those combat units survived the large-scale spell Corrosive Snake Venom Rain. Defensive spells. How is that possible? How could those mechanical golems have defensive spells? Tatiana was stunned when she saw the several thousand combat units erupt with protective covers. In Tyrannid subcontinent, very few mechanical golems had defensive spells. They basically used their strength to crush their enemies. Those mechanical golems with the ability to automatically cast defensive spells were extremely terrifying and formidable. They were terrifying weapons comparable to Level 3 warlocks. They were the trump cards of many powerful forces. That humanoid mechanical golem was actually able to automatically activate defensive spells, completely subverting Tanya's common sense. Tatiana's stacked Level 3 spells destroyed more than half of the 5th Mechanized Infantry Division's combat units. The remaining combat units frantically attacked Tatiana's trio while frantically attacking the Bagruboa Knights. All kinds of cannons bombarded the Bagruboa cavalrymen. Every moment, hundreds and thousands of Bagruboa cavalrymen were blown to pieces. The 100 lightning supersonic fighters were also frantically attacking Tanya and the other two. Illyria sensed the Bagruboa rider's aura continuously disappearing and shouted loudly, "Tatiana, let's retreat. If we don't retreat, our clansmen will all die." The Bagruboa cavalrymen were the elite warriors of the Snake Demon clan. If all the Bagruboa cavalrymen died, the strength of the Snake Demon clan would be greatly damaged. This won't do. Listen to my orders and destroy these steel lumps. Tatiana's eyes were bloodshot. She opened her mouth and spat out a black poisonous arrow. As if a black light, it instantly stabbed a lightning supersonic fighter. In a flash, the lightning supersonic fighter was corroded, issuing sizzling sounds and white smoke. It fell from the sky to the ground, before exploding crazily and turning into a ball of fire. Tatiana and Illyria were both terrifying pinnacle level 3 warlocks and were proficient in a variety of spells. Even if it was a lightning supersonic fighter, they still had the ability to deal with it. Previously, Illyria had been chased by the Mechanical Legion into a battered and exhausted state. That was because she wanted to protect the remaining warriors of the Snake Demon clan and Emma. Illyria clenched her teeth, then spat out a black poisonous arrow towards the lightning supersonic fighter in the sky. It completely corroded one of the lightning supersonic fighters and caused it to fall from the sky. Emma's figure shook and she immediately landed on the ground. Her lily-white hands fluttered and bombarded those primary battle robots, smashing them to pieces. One after another, lightning supersonic fighters fell from the sky and exploded. A large number of Bagruboa cavalrymen were torn to pieces by the shellfire. Everyone's eyes turned red from killing in that crazy battle. Those Bagruboa cavalrymen finally forcibly broke through the shellfire blockade with their flesh and blood bodies, before pouncing towards the scattered primary battle robots of the 5th Mechanized Infantry Division. A Bagruboa rushed to the side of a primary battle robot, then opened its bloody maw and directly bit a mechanical gunner troop of the 5th Mechanized Infantry Division into pieces. That Bagruboa had just bitten that gunner troop, when another gunner troop madly strafed it with a Gauss rifle. Countless bullets at once pierced through that Bagruboa's body, splattering blood everywhere. That Bagruboa struggled with all its might. Its huge tail swung at the gunner troop, directly smashing it into pieces. After getting rid of 2 gunner troops, that Bagruboa struggled for a while, before dying. After the Bagruboa got close to them, for every Bagruboa killed by those gunner troops, 7 or 8 of them would be destroyed. The battle gradually tilted in favor of the Snake Demon clan. The fierce and cruel battle lasted for a full 2 hours. After Tatiana destroyed the last lightning supersonic fighter, her complexion was pale. Gasping for breath, she clutched the wound on her abdomen and laughed wildly. "Ha, I did it! Steel City's 5th Mechanized Infantry Division was annihilated by me. Ah, Illyria, my dear sister, did you see that? I annihilated Steel City's 5th Mechanized Infantry Division. I won. I'm much stronger than you." Illyria's pretty face was devoid of happiness. She spat out a mouthful of blood, took a glance below, and sighed faintly. "However, the price we paid was too disastrous. Of the 30,000 Bagruboa cavalrymen, only 3,000 remained. Illyria's adjutant, Emma, was also seriously injured by the bombardment. Of the 1,000 Omagudo flying snakes, only 135 remained. Xianxia Principality's Snake Demon clan could be said to have been crippled. Even so, I'm still victorious. As long as I'm victorious, I'll get a steady stream of reinforcements." Tatiana laughed madly. Looking at the Snake Demon Legion's remnants, who were wantonly shouting and cheering for their victory, her beautiful eyes were brimming with pleasure. As long as she could gain a foothold in Xianxia Principality, then Snake Demon clan would send a steady stream of reinforcements from the underworld to support her. Suddenly, Tatiana's smile became extremely stiff. Looking into the distance, her beautiful eyes revealed a trace of fear. In the distance, smoke and dust billowed and machinery rumbled. Armored personnel carriers, tanks, self-propelled artillery, and other weapons of war were galloping in this direction. Lightning supersonic fighters unceasingly shuttled through the clouds. "I'm Yang Tong, the division commander of the 6th Mechanized Infantry Division. Now let's begin the second round." From above a heavy tank, a beast-type bladed troop jumped out and said heartily with a mechanical synthesized voice. "Boom, boom, boom, boom." The mechanical synthesized voice had just fallen when an almost endless artillery fire enveloped the remaining thousands of Bagruboa cavalrymen. Under the terrifying artillery fire, the Bagruboa cavalrymen were blown to pieces, wailing mournfully. "How could this be? How could this be?" Tatiana's complexion was pale. She spat out a big mouthful of blood and fainted. She had exerted all her strength to annihilate a mechanized infantry division with the entirety of Cineris Principality's Snake Demon Clan's strength. Yet at the juncture of victory, another mechanized infantry division appeared. Under great joy and great sorrow, her spirit collapsed. "We're withdrawing." Illyria's pretty face was pale. She issued a shrill howl, picked up Tatiana, turned into a black light and fled into the distance. Emma also dragged her seriously injured body. She hatefully glared at the 6th Mechanized Infantry Division and fled in a sorry state. After scaring away the remnants of the Snake Demon Legion, a large number of primary battle robots entered the battlefield and began to clean up the battlefield. Yang Feng looked at the wreckage of spare parts all over the ground and his gaze congealed slightly. These demons really can't be underestimated. Just the Snake Demon Clan alone is so powerful. Moreover, this still isn't the Snake Demon Clan's full strength. If we were to be targeted by the strongest experts of the Underworld's allied forces, then it would be troublesome. There were many races in the Underworld's allied forces, among which the most powerful were Dark Elven Clan and Hellion Clan. The Demonic Snake Clan was only a branch of the Demonic Demon Clan. According to Black Dragon Empire's intelligence, Snake Demon Clan also had one or more great warlock rank experts keeping watch. They couldn't be underestimated. Yang Feng calculated within, nowadays if I want to expand my forces, then I'm bound to offend people unless I'm a coward. To expand without attracting the attention of the Underworld's allied forces, it's a bit difficult to grasp this degree. After occupying Cineris Principality, I'll have to stop the expansion and observe the situation. With Yang Feng's current strength, he could recover the majority of the Southern States Coalition's principalities occupied by the Hellions. But that would be too conspicuous. Once the Underworld's allied forces joined hands, then they could completely uproot his forces. Long live Steel Lord Darren. Long live Yang Feng Darren. Long live Yang Tong Darren. After Yang Feng's Mechanical Legion entered Bailu City, it received a warm welcome from everyone in Bailu City, as if they were waiting for their savior. Countless people scrambled to sign up to join the army, taking the initiative to approach Yang Feng and surrender, allowing him to easily grasp the hearts of the majority of the people in Bailu City. Welcome to Legends of Cultivation audiobooks, where we bring ancient fantasy to life through storytelling. Follow the rise of heroes who defy fate, unlock mystical powers, and battle across celestial realms. Our audiobooks are crafted for fans of Chinese cultivation novels, filled with battles, breakthroughs, and legendary artifacts. Subscribe and be part of an unforgettable journey into the realm of immortality.